Hey guys, we're in week 6. This is a crucial week because you are going to do your first lecture test and the first lab test. In this short video, I'm going to kind of just go over the weekly assignments first, as usual, and then I'm going to spend some time discussing the test, how you can access the test and how you can do the test. Alright, I'm going to keep the PowerPoint window like this so that I can switch between PowerPoint and Blackboard. Alright, let's go over the weekly assignments first. At this point, you should be very familiar with all the things you need to go over. Alright, this week we are going to cover Chapter 5, which is cell membranes. So this is going to be in Unit 2. Alright, we're done with Unit 1. Don't go back to Unit 1. You need to come to Unit 2, and it's right here. Number 5, cell membranes. And in this folder, you will see of course, the Lumen study plan and quiz on the top. And you have a PowerPoint slide right here. And then I made 2 lecture recordings on the general overview on the structure of the cell membrane, and then 1 on diffusion, the different types of diffusion. I don't have a lecture recording on osmosis because I found a pretty good video explaining the concept and the process, and this is from Khan Academy, and their videos are usually, are pretty good, very high quality. So I just decided to use their video on osmosis. I have an additional video on primary and secondary active transport because in this video, some really good drawing to explain the differences between primary and secondary active transport. Again, I think they did a better job than I could, so I just used this video. And then we can go over these concepts during the online class meetings to kind of really make sure that you understand all these topics. And then we just have a study guide at the bottom. So that's what you will see in the lecture folder. All right, now for lab. Oh, hold on. I need to exit the student view. I forgot that as a student, I don't have access to the rest of the lab folders. Okay, now for the lab, we are going to work on week 6, right? Cell structure and function. So if you open this folder, you will see 2 subfolders, eScience Lab for cell structure and eScience Lab for diffusion and osmosis. And you can see only 1 folder is available to students. The other one is that item is hidden from students. I think this week you have a lot to do because you have to prepare for the 2 tasks. So I decided to just assign 1 folder for the lab. All right, so you only need to complete the cell structure lab. And again, when you open this folder on your end, you are only going to see the cell structure folder. That's the only thing you need to complete. All right, don't worry about the diffusion and osmosis. You don't have to do it this week. When you open the cell structure folder, you will see 2 things. Cell structure, that's the virtual lab, right? So you can just click on that to get to readings and other activities. And then you are going to submit a lab workbook here. So again, I have attached the lab workbook with the submission link so that you can just download the workbook and then complete it as you go through the virtual material. All right, so that's the lab. All right, guys, let's look at the tests. Both tests are going to be open for about 48 hours. Lab test is usually due on Thursday, right? So lab test is going to be open on Wednesday and Thursday. And it's due, here I'm going to start this pen so I can draw, and it's going to be due on Thursday, 11:59 p.m. All right, the test is going to be about 60 minutes. So that means the latest that you can start the test is going to be 10:59. I highly encourage you to start as early as you can because there will be unforeseen events. For example, you may have a very slow internet or Blackboard kicks you out. In that case, you're going to have to spend some time fixing all those issues right before you can come back to the test. So start as early as you can. Lecture test is going to be open on Saturday and Sunday. And again, that's because lecture materials are usually due on Sunday, right? So it's the same thing. And also the weekends, I think, work a little better for most of our students because a lot of you are working on the weekdays. And also you need more time to study, right? So that's why I'm gonna just have the test on the last 2 days of this week. Some very important things to keep in mind. First, you have to use Loom to record your test. No recording, no points. You're gonna get a 0. Also, when you do the Loom recording, you have to record your face. No face, no points. If you don't record your face, I don't know if it's you or another person who's taking the test, right? So I think that's a fair rule to follow. When you do the test, before you start the test, make sure your internet connection is good. Close all the other windows. This will make your computer run a little bit faster. During the test, do not look around or look down or look to the side. That's gonna look very suspicious, and I'm gonna just assume that you were cheating during the test, all right? Now, both tests are gonna be 60 minutes. Just do your best to try not to do anything suspicious, all right? Just look at your computer screen. That's all you need to do. Last semester, I think I told you guys this, I did catch somebody cheating during the test. He was looking to the side to look at his notes. So he definitely just failed that test. All right, to avoid further cheating, do not open any other browser windows. All right, now when you start Loom, it's going to record everything that's going on in your computer. Don't do anything stupid. Don't open any browser windows and search for the answers. That's going to be recorded. Now, if you use Loom Desktop, okay, if you install Loom in your computer, then you're good. Just make sure you open one browser window for Blackboard to take the test. All right, that's all you need to do. If you use Loom Google Chrome extension, you can open 2 windows, right? The first one is going to be Blackboard, of course, so that you can take the test. The second window has to be a blank window, okay? Don't leave, let's say, some biology website open. Make sure this is a blank window. And the purpose for having this blank window is that you can initiate Loom from that window. Why are we doing this? In case a Blackboard stops working, then you can just close the Blackboard window and Loom can continue, right? This does not interrupt a Loom recording. And then you can just, like I said here, if Blackboard stops working, close that Blackboard window and then start another window, go back to Blackboard, log back in, and you can resume the test. All right? This should not interfere with the other window for Loom so that Loom can continue to record your test. All right? I set the test the way that you can always come back to the test before the time runs out. So this way, hopefully, if you have any technical issues, and for example, Blackboard kicks you out, you can always just restart Blackboard, come back, and pick up where you left off in the test. But keep in mind that the clock is not going to stop. All right, so you may lose a few seconds, a couple of minutes while you're trying to come back to Blackboard, but that's such a small amount of time that shouldn't affect anything major with your test. All right, now where can you find the links to take the test? Now let's go back to Blackboard. Lecture test is in the coursework folder and lab test is in the lab work folder. Let me open Blackboard. This is the student view. Let's look at the lecture test first. So this is in announcement page. Let's go to coursework, scroll down, and you can see right here, just above Unit 1 folder, this is the lecture test folder. When you open this, you will see 2 items. The first one is the link to take the test. When you click on the link, it's going to give you some general information about the test, like how much time you have, and you only have 1 attempt to take the test. All right, it's different than quizzes. You have multiple attempts to do the quizzes, but you only have 1 attempt for the test. So when you click on this link, it's going to give you all that information. You have 60 minutes to complete the test, and you only have 1 attempt. All right. Before you click on this link to start the test, you should start Loom. All right. Otherwise, you're not going to record the beginning of the test. And since it's not recorded, I'm going to assume that there's something fishy going on So I would have to assume that you were cheating. All right, so when you get to this page, start Loom. So I have Loom extension right here. Start Loom first. Make sure you have this screen and cam combination. So you record both your computer screen and the camera, which records your face. Start recording here. Click on here. And then, so you're going to see the countdown. Okay. And then you're going to click on this lecture test. All right. Now, when you're done with the test, just come down here to click on this green button that says Finish Recording. All right, so just click on here, and your video will be uploaded to Loom. The video link is right here on the upper right corner. So you just need to click on Copy Link. It's copied to your computer, and then you can just paste it to this submission link. All right, so you are done with the test. So that's pretty much all you need to do for the lecture test. All right, now let's look at the lab test. It's going to be very, very similar. Go to Lab Work folder from the navigation panel right here, and it's going to be on top above all the weekly folders. When you open the folder, you will see first again the link to take the test, right? And then make sure you start Loom before you start the test. And then when you're done, submit the recording link right here. All right, now one more important thing, I don't think I mentioned earlier. These tests are not available to you until either Wednesday or Saturday, right? So now if you look at the test folder, you are not going to see this test link because they're not available to you yet. The only thing you will see is this submission link for the recording, all right? But if you don't see this test link, don't freak out. Again, that's because the test is not open yet. All right, now I hope this is helpful. On Tuesday and Wednesday during the online class meeting time, I will again go over some of the important things about the test and see if you have any questions. I will also go over some of the questions in the study guides and Lumen quiz questions to kind of get you ready for the test. I did include quite a bit Lumen quiz questions on the test. Since we went over those in the class meeting time, I think you guys have a pretty good understanding for those Lumen questions.